Aye.
Honors. Your Majesty, this concludes the honors. Stand. Honor. Order! Order!
United States. I'm honored to welcome him back again today. King Fahd's visit is in keeping with the warm meeting of two great men, has enormously benefited both our peoples in the last 4 decades. The traits that cultural differences, as distinct as our own, need not separate or alienate peoples from one another. As the guardians of Mecca and the protectors of your social systems, yet with respect and goodwill, as our two countries have demonstrated, so much strong section between our two countries. Petroleum from Saudi wells helps drive the engine's progress in the United States, while at the same moment, American technology and know-how help in the construction in which Saudi Arabia has conducted its economic affairs. King Fahd and other Saudi leaders constantly the global impact of their financial and economic decisions. Hypocrisies in the Muslim world, by all that they believe to be true and just, should stand together in opposition to those who would impose dictatorship. Iran and Iraq, a conflict that is raging only a few minutes by air from Saudi territory. And our moral suasion can, at the very least, decrease the threat of war. If the Saudi and American governments focus Council Resolution 242 is within reach, the security of Israel and other nations of the region, and the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people
No.
Our satisfaction with the steady growth of relations between our two countries. I look forward to a fruitful exchange of views for the benefit of our two countries.
السعود. وضخامة الرئيس الراحل فرانكلين روزفلت في مثل هذا الشهر منذ 40 عاما بالتحديد فلقد
Mr. President, since the historic meeting between His Majesty the late King Abdulaziz Al Saud and the late President Franklin Roosevelt 40 years ago this month, the leaders of our two countries
نقلب صفحة التاريخ يعود إلى فترة ما بعد الحرب العالمية الأولى عندما كان اسم الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية مرادفا لمعاني الحرية والعدل والاستقلال، وكانت تطلعات الشعوب العربية متوجهة إلى الولايات المتحدة باعتبار
following the First World War, to the time when the majority of the Arab countries were suffering under the States reaffirms those principles this time under your leadership, Mr. President.
فخامة الرئيس وجد نفسه دون أي ذنب ارتكبه ضحية الاعتداء الأثيم أخرجه من أرضه ودياره. إن القضية الفلسطينية تهم الأمة العربية كلها. المشكلة اللبنانية في انتهاز إسرائيل من الأراضي اللبنانية لكي يتحقق ضمان سيادة لبنان وسلام الأراضي واستقلال الكيان.
We only ask for a just position that controls the problem of Lebanon needs to be addressed in such a way that it guarantees the control of Israel from Lebanon. And introducing to the President, I would like to thank him.
Thank you very much. I hope you got my work and next time I can do it with nothing just for like anybody. Thank you very much.
Order! Hey! March.
Results will come from your 6 walk.
ما هي مدى ثقتكم على أنه بعد اجتماعكم بفخامة الرئيس ريغان أن تؤدي إلى شيء ملموس خلال هذه الزيارة في واشنطن؟
الثقة موجودة بيني وبين الرئيس، ولكن ما يجب أن نفكر أن حل المشكلة ممكن أن تأتي دفعة واحدة، ولكن المهم أن مسروق بالإبداع مع فخامة الرئيس للتباحث مع في جميع ما يهم منطقة الشرق الأوسط وما يهم مصالحنا المشتركة.
Of course, the confidence between myself and the President is mutual. We have to think about a solution for all the issues and the problems that confront us in that region. And I'm very happy to have this opportunity to meet with President Reagan in order to discuss all these issues that will bring the benefit to the Middle East and to our mutual interests.
Next, please. Thank you.
Practice work.
Yes.
Mr. President, are you at all concerned about the situation in South Korea and Cambodia?
Big questions other than the religion of parents.
Yaşara, Kalasnas.
Search.
I'm trying to say that must go down this being a big problem.
Step back a little bit.
That the last,
That's it.
last wave?
See.
Majesty and I, last night, were both talking to the same person about the weather.
وحصلت الاستجابة.
I think God answered our prayer.
Yes.
Well, I know we have
11 February 1985, President Reagan meeting with Saudi delegation in the cabinet room, open coverage.
Antifreeze,
That's really good.
emptying the thing.
But it would, a lot of other pipes, so all sorts of other things. Of course, camp over in English right now.
Back to
London.
You went to Ditchling for the weekend. Something.
What is ditch?
Ditchling's marvelous. You should just try it.
You put it in your, I can get water. I have a spring which provides drinking water.
How do you manage that? Because we can't pump the oil.
This, this system is designed to be either wood alone. So it'll work fine. Now there's a circulator pump.
The president and so the protocol order this, you guys on either side of him, and then the rest of the other side.
because we can have simultaneous translation.
Excuse me, Mr. President. عمرك لو تحط السماعة لأن الترجمة حتكون فورية الآن.
Well, again, a welcome to you and the members of your delegation.
مرحب بكم
We touched on a few subjects, but I'd like you to know how much we admire respect the modernized economy. Good, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Well, Your Majesty, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the White House. It was my honor today to renew my friendship with King Fahd. When we last met in Cancun, it was a bit warmer. Your Majesty, I only hope the warmth of our hospitality helps make up for the coldness outside. I'd like to take this opportunity, Your Majesty, to thank you for a piece of cutlery. It's a fine jeweled saber that I received as a gift from the Saudi Boy Scouts who visited the White House last year. And with the budget battle about to commence in Washington, it's going to come in very handy. King Fahd and the Saudi royal family, reflecting the values at the heart of their society, have been sharing and generous leaders. In addition to their humanitarian aid throughout the world, they contribute to such cultural and educational institutions as the American University in Beirut, for example. And closer to home, when fire destroyed a major cultural facility at Wolf Trap here in Washington, threatening to short-circuit an entire theatrical season, the Saudi embassy quickly located a huge tent and had it flown to Washington, and the show went on. In 1977, Terraset Elementary School in Reston, Virginia, received a solar heating system dedicated by none other than our guest of honor this evening. King Fahad's exuberance for getting involved is well known. He's maintained the rich tradition of the Majlis, meeting directly with his people, listening to their ideas, as often as not to their problems. This personal identification with his people has manifested itself in his avid support for Saudi Arabia's soccer team. And Your Majesty, I understand that you have, on occasion, gone so far as to call the coach and offer suggestions. Being a former radio sportscaster, I'd love to do that. However, in this country, they only permit me to call him after the game is over. But there's an Arab saying, the sands are blowing. And I submit to you, King Fahad, that if the sands of time give us any hint of the future, it is that in the days ahead, the friendship between the Saudi Arabian and American people will be a strong and vital force in the world, and that the future of the Middle East is one of peace. Your Majesty, it's been an honor for us to have you as our guest. I look forward to building on what we've accomplished today.
فخامة الرئيس،
Mr. President,
أيها الأصدقاء الأعزاء،
dear friends,
من دواعي سروري في هذه الليلة
I am pleased indeed this evening
أن أستمع لهذه الكلمات القيمة
to hear these valuable words, these precious words
من صديق العزيز فخامة الرئيس ريغن.
from my good friend, His Excellency President Reagan.
وبهذه المناسبة الطيبة
And on this good occasion,
أقدم تحياتي
I would like to give my greetings
إلى مس ريغن
to Mrs. Reagan,
ولجميع الأصدقاء هنا مرة أخرى.
all the friends that are assembled here once again.
سررت كثير أن فخامة الرئيس
I was indeed happy when I heard the President
يتتبع الأمور الرياضية في المملكة العربية السعودية.
is following the news of sports in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
في الواقع مثل ما تفضل فخامة الرئيس.
As a matter of fact, just exactly as the President said,
هذا صحيح أني أنا أتتبع كذلك.
this is true because I follow the news of sports in my country.
ولذلك الفريق السعودي لكرة القدم
And therefore the Saudi soccer team
أخذ الدرجة الأولى على دول آسيا.
was first among all the Asian countries
وأصبح المرشح الوحيد
and became the only candidate
بالنسبة لما أقيم من دورة أولمبية في لوس أنجلوس.
as far as a candidate for the Olympic in Los Angeles this past summer.
حضر إلى لوس أنجلوس.
The Saudi soccer team came to Los Angeles.
ما توفق حتى ينتصر.
But it was not lucky enough in order to win any medals.
ولكن الأهم أنه رؤي في لوس أنجلوس وإن دل على شيء فهو يدل على المستوى الرياضي في المملكة العربية السعودية.
But the most important thing is that the team participated in the Los Angeles and it showed the world that Saudi Arabia care about athletics and sports.
ووجد كل الترحيب والاهتمام من هذا الشعب العزيز.
And the team found all kinds of reception and greetings from this good people in the United States.
وقبل شهرين كذلك
And also a couple of months ago,
أخذ كأس آسيا.
the team won the Asian Cup.
طبعا كانت في دول مارست الرياضة قبل أن تمارسها المملكة العربية السعودية بحوالي 100 سنة. هناك دول من دول آسيا مارست هذه الرياضة اللي
Among some Asian countries that have had soccer and practiced the game of soccer for 100 years before Saudi Arabia.
المملكة العربية السعودية مارست هذه الرياضة منذ 20 سنة أو أقل.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia took up soccer only about 20 years ago or maybe less.
وأخذت كأس آسيا
And won the Asian Cup.
بجدارة.
Rightfully so.
طبعا أعتقد أن مثل هذه المباراة هي ما فيها مجاملة.
And of course, in such matches, there is nobody takes into consideration the good feelings of the other. You play to win.
حتى أنه إحدى الدول الآسيوية التي تبارت مع السعودية.
So much so that one of the Asian countries that played against Saudi Arabia
قالت إنها سوف تأخذ الكأس.
Said that their team was going to win the cup.
وحجزت كرسي للكأس والطائرة.
As a matter of fact, they even reserved a special desk on the plane for that cup.
نحن لم ندعي أنه سوف نأخذ الكأس.
We did not claim that we were going to win the cup.
ولكن أخذ الفريق السعودي كأسين.
But the Saudi team won 2 cups instead of 1.
الكأس كأس أفريقيا.
The African Cup.
وأحسن لاعب حارس للباب في جميع الدول الأفريقية أعطوه الكأس.
And also
أحسن حارس.
the goalie won the cup for the most valuable player or the best goalie in those games and tournaments.
طبعا كنا فيما سبق قبل 5 سنوات نهزم.
Of course, in the past, only 5 years ago, we were defeated.
وبالفعل أنا تبنيت الرياضة.
As a matter of fact, I have adopted sports in my country.
ليس فقط كرة القدم.
Not only soccer.
ولكن العديد من الألعاب الرياضية.
But many other sports and athletics.
الآن يوجد عندنا 125 نادي رياضي.
Now we have 125 athletic clubs.
تشتمل على جميع أنواع الألعاب الرياضية بما فيها كرة القدم.
Those clubs practice all kinds of sports including soccer.
فالمؤمل أن أي دورة عالمية نساهم فيها كذلك بجميع أنواع الألعاب الرياضية.
And we also hope that we would be able to participate in many international tournaments in the future.
وقبل أمس الفريق السعودي للناشئين اللي عمرهم 16 سنة.
The day before yesterday, the Saudi youth group, those who are under 16,
أخذ الكأس للناشئين اللي عمرهم 16 سنة.
won the cup for the youth under 16 years old.
وهذه مباراة سوف تقام في الصين في الشهر القادم.
And the tournament
لفرق آسيا ومن أفريقيا.
And the tournament for the Asian and African games will be held in China next year.
وحيذهب الفريق السعودي ليعمل مباراة هناك.
And the Saudi team is going to go in order to play.
طبعا بنعتقد انه شيء جيد جدا.
And of course we think this is a very good thing.
ان يهزم الفرق الموجودة في آسيا ويذهب إلى الصين ليتبارى مع الفرق اللي على نفس المستوى 16 سنة ولكنها مستوى جيد جدا.
That it has already defeated the similar teams in Asia and now it is going to China in order to defeat other more powerful teams.
كذلك هناك فريق لكرة القدم من اللي أعمارهم من 18 و 19 سنة.
Furthermore, there is another soccer team for those who are 18 and 19-year-old.
سوف اجتاح اللي قبل من بقي 4 دول بيتبارى معها.
It has won all the tournaments and there are only 4 countries left that it is going to face.
نعتقد أنه سوف نهزمها إن شاء الله.
And we believe that we're going to defeat those also.
هذا الفريق إذا انتهى من مع الأربع الفرق اللي سوف تقام هذه الدورة للأربع الفرق في أبو ظبي.
When this takes place in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates and faces those 4 countries,
سوف يذهب إلى موسكو.
it will go to Moscow.
لا نعرف هيكون يرجع شيوعي ولا لا.
We don't know whether the members of the team will come back as communists to us or not.
لكني مقتنع أنه سوف يقابل ملايين المسلمين هناك.
But I believe that our team will meet millions of Muslims there in the الاتحاد السوفيتي.
لكن لا أعرف هل يسمحوا العلم السعودي لأنه مكتوب فيه لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
I don't know whether the Soviets will allow the Saudi flag to flutter and to be raised because the wordings on the flag says there is no God but the God and Muhammad is his only prophet.
المهم أن نعمل مباراة في الصين في بكين وفي موسكو.
What is important that we are going to have matches in China and in Moscow.
هذا إن دل على شيء يدل على مستوى الرياضة في السعودية.
If this proves anything, it proves that there is a level of sports. The level of sports in Saudi Arabia is rather good.
قبل أن أختتم كلمتي هذه المحدودة.
And in conclusion, before I finish what I have to say with these limited remarks,
أقدم مرة أخرى شكري الجزيل لفخامة الرئيس وحرم فخامة الرئيس وأصدقائي الأعزاء.
I would like to thank His Excellency, my friend President Reagan, and Mrs. Reagan, and all my dear friends assembled here.
ولا أعرف هل يعلم فخامة الرئيس إنه يعمل الآن في السعودية أكثر من 500 شركة أمريكية.
I don't know whether His Excellency the President realizes that at the present there are some 500 American companies working in Saudi Arabia doing business.
إذن هذا إن دل على شيء فهو يدل على الصداقة المتينة بين الشعبين كذلك.
If this is of any indication, it also indicates the close ties of friendship that exist between our two countries.
وكذلك اللجنة السعودية الأمريكية.
And furthermore, the Saudi American Commission
قامت بواجبها.
Did its duty.
وتعقد مرة في السعودية والمرة الأخرى في أمريكا.
And it holds its meetings regularly, once in Saudi Arabia and once in the United States.
بصفة دورية.
In a regular manner.
وفي الواقع أني أقدم شكر الجزيل للمسؤولين في اللجنة سواء كانوا من السعوديين أو من الأمريكان.
I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude for the officials in this commission, whether be they Americans or Saudis.
لأنهم أنجزوا الكثير من المشاريع المهمة.
Because they have accomplished many of the important projects.
وكذلك الشركات التي ساهمت في إنجاز الأعمال الكبيرة وهي شركات أمريكية.
And also those companies that contributed greatly to our progress, and among them many American companies.
إذن بين البلدين مستويات جيدة جدا إن كانت من الناحية السياسية أو الاجتماعية أو الاقتصادية فهي روابط قوية جدا.
Therefore, what I would like to say that there are many levels of relationships between our two countries, be they political, economic, or social. They all indicate the strong ties of friendship between our two countries.
فعندما نحتاج إلى أي نوع من ما تنتج الولايات المتحدة إن كانت تكنولوجيا أو خلافها معناها إنه نحن في حاجة إلى هذا الشيء.
When we are in need of any product that is produced by the United States, be it in the field of technology or otherwise, that means we are in need of this and we will work to get it.
وأستطيع أن أقول أنه نحصل على الأشياء اللي نريدها لأن معروف أنه بلد صديق للولايات المتحدة.
The reason we try to acquire these things because we consider ourselves as friends of the United States.
ونحن في الواقع نريد السلام والاستقرار لمنطقة الشرق الأوسط.
Our aim, of course, is to see we want peace and stability for our region in the Middle East.
ونريد أن يعيش الجميع بسلام.
And we want for all people to live in peace.
نسيت أن أذكر شيء مهم جدا، وهو أنه يوجد لنا العديد من الآلاف أبنائنا يدرسوا في جامعات الولايات المتحدة، حوالي 13,000 طالب.
I forget to mention something important earlier, and that is that we have about 13,000 of our sons that are studying in American colleges and universities.
ويجدون المعاملة الطيبة جدا.
And they all find a very good treatment.
منهم يمكن ناس موجودين هنا ودرسوا في الولايات المتحدة.
هنا في هذا المكان.
لابد في بعض منهم.
I'm sure that some of them are probably who have studied in the United States and they are here this evening.
أبنائي الكبار درسوا في الولايات المتحدة.
My sons studied in the United States.
4.
4 of them.
وأخذوا الشهادة BA.
And they received their BA degrees
من الجامعات الأمريكية.
From American universities.
بقي عبد العزيز لما يكبر شوي يروح الجامعة.
And I have now my young Abdul Aziz, Prince Abdul Aziz, when he is older, he would go to a university.
إذا اللي رصيد هنا في الولايات المتحدة بالنسبة أن أبنائي تخرجوا من الولايات المتحدة.
Therefore, I have an interest here in the United States because my sons graduated from American colleges and universities.
فأأمل أن تدوم هذه الصداقة.
I hope that this friendship will continue.
لأنها بنيت على أسس وقواعد متينة.
Because it was built on firm and sound foundations.
وختاما أحيي فخامة الرئيس ومس ريغن وجميع الأصدقاء وأهلا وسهلا بمن أراد أن يزور المملكة العربية السعودية من هؤلاء الأصدقاء.
And in conclusion, I would like to thank President Reagan and Mrs. Reagan again and all my friends here. And I would like for anybody who wishes to visit Saudi Arabia, you're all welcome to come and see my country.
وفي هذه اللحظة
And at this moment,
أوجه دعوة لفخامة الرئيس في أي وقت يجد أن عنده إمكانية زيارة المملكة العربية السعودية ومس ريغن.
I would like to invite President Reagan and Mrs. Reagan, or any time if they wish to come and visit Saudi Arabia, they will find a friendly people there to welcome them.
Thank you very much.
help.
Oh, listen. I think tonight, Montserrat Caballé and her accompanist, Fernando Torina, she has done so much for opera, and now here she so graciously and beautifully shared her talent with all of us, and I think for all of you, you will agree, we owe her a most heartfelt thanks for a very enchanted evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's lovely, thank you.
I do, I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, sir. Very nice.
Thank you. Very kind of you.
Foreign Minister.
Well, they say that the chestnut horses, an old myth in Arabia, if you bring all the horses in the world, the chestnut horse will always be. We'll see.
ولكن هي احلى الحقيقه والزور.
But please believe me, Mr. President, two horses look much prettier in real life than you see in the picture, as you will see soon.
I am so great.
معها طبعا صور.
We brought also its data or
اسمها اسم الاباء والاجداد.
and the names, etc. They are all here with you.
Well, thank you very much. Now I'll have more excuses to go to the ranch.
I had the honor last night.
I get you covered.